Disclaimer: this content may include images, voices, or names of deceased Indigenous Australians. Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's Akira here, and today we're going to be going over my rough sketch design process for James, one of the main characters from my upcoming series Corrosive Death. James, if you couldn't tell already by the reference images, is an Aboriginal like me. Yes, despite having pale white skin, I am Indigenous. This is partially why having native Australian characters is so important to me. We lack a lot of representation in the mainstream media. The other reason being that I just care about representation in general. Now, I already had a rough idea of what I wanted James to look like, as shown with him in this dinosaur outfit on screen. That outfit was a Halloween pin design I did a while back now. I still plan on making that pin one day, even if the design is no longer official. You could say this video is more of a redesign video than making something from scratch, because I already drew him in the past. Some characters need a redesign like James, and other characters need to be made from scratch like what I did with Bob. James is a very friendly and passive character. He won't commit an act of violence unless he's completely backed into a corner. He can be very timid and an anxious mess. He loves playing video games and jamming with his bandmates on the drums. He is the adopted brother of the main character Sol. Sol is protective over James, and James will try to console Sol whenever she has issues. I like to think that I've written them as healthy siblings. Yes, they may squabble sometimes or have different points of view, but they are there for each other at the end of the day. Sol and James share a father called Mark, a character which you may have seen me design in the previous video. I want James to be representation of modern mixed Aboriginal people. A lot of people tend to portray the more elder traditional kind of Aboriginal, which is fine, but where are the youngsters like me at? I'm hoping that young Aboriginals will be able to look at James and see themselves in him. Not everyone, of course, as everyone is different, but if I can give that representation to even just one person, that would mean a lot. I struggled a lot with the proportions in this redesign. I have this issue whenever I try to do what I consider to be a non-organic pose. What I mean by non-organic pose is that most people don't just stand still with their arms out and legs together. Most people sit or lean on things, and their heads can be tilted depending on the angles they're at. I'm unsure if other artists struggle with this, or if it's just me. To be fair, when I was drawing this, I was having an off day. I often get in my own head and stress myself out when it comes to art projects, and this was no exception. I won't go into too much detail, but I will say I was feeling irritable and angry at myself, so that may have been reflected in my struggle of drawing. In saying that, I do struggle with drawing typical mask characters. It's much easier for me to draw femme-leaning people. That is something I have to work on. And I thoroughly believe that when I get onto the storyboarding process, that will force me to get better along the way, because I'll be drawing more masks. Out of the 3 hairstyles I made based off of some real-life reference photos of Aboriginal folks, I decided to stick with the shorter hairstyle. This could change later on, but I feel this is the one easiest to animate. I am of course open to fellow Aboriginal people giving me advice on how to draw Aboriginal hair, as I do not have black hair. Also, I think I redeemed my art a little at the end sketches when roughly exploring James with his new design. He definitely looks like a bit of a pretty anime boy in these sketches, which is good because Corrosive Death is heavily anime inspired. I apologise that not everything was recorded during the drawing process. I thought that the record button was on. Hopefully you get the gist regardless. I'm still beating myself up over not recording the colouring process. But hey, what are you gonna do? I can't turn back time, so I just gotta accept it. With all that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Pell thanks you too. If you like my work, consider hitting like and subscribing to my channel. If you want to financially support me, I offer YouTube memberships where I post sneak peeks of upcoming art. If you draw any fan art, be sure to tag me and I'll feature you in a future video. All of my social medias and other links are in my bio link in the description below. As always, make sure to drink some water. This has been Akira O'Halloran, and I'll see you next time.